has invested decades of effort in building understanding and consensus across the 54 ethnic groups and the religious divides in the university. Recognizing that we are both advanced in age, Bantex was older than me. I was 55 to 57 at the time we were elected. I deliberately organized the Kaduna State government to be led by two partners at the top. Bantex as deputy governor, sharing near equal power with me as governor. I picked him personally as my running mate, with the concurrence of our leader General Muhammad Buhari at the time. I trusted him, respected his intellect, and deferred to his judgment based on 30 years of mutual acquaintance and professional interaction. We are both committed to uniting our very divided state by bridging the divides and promoting the progressive ideals of providing equal opportunity for all our citizens. Nothing prepared either Bantex and I for the viciousness with which he was treated by the constituency he was meant to be representing by his presence on the ticket. What is the constituency? Christians in Kaduna State and Southern Kaduna, because I was from Northern Kaduna and still a Muslim. He offered thrice to resign from office within our first 2 years. Bantex therefore barely made it to the end of our first term and made it clear that he was not going to run for the second term if I was running. He was psychologically battered by the hostility and hobbled by the resurgence of his ill health. He was a powerful deputy. He was the most powerful deputy governor in Nigeria as far as I know, because he acted as governor whenever I was away, anywhere for more than a week. He presided at executive council meetings, he swore in senior officials, and was copied every document that left my office. Any document that I signed on, the deputy governor had a copy, so he knew everything happening, and he could seamlessly take over when I'm not around. He lost his bid to present the Kaduna South Senatorial District in the 2019 election. We lost him about a year or so later. Bantex travels made us in the Kaduna State government to interrogate the substantive meaning of ethno-religious balance in politics. Whether that created dynamics that made an elected person or an appointee to be seen by these people not as a servant of the whole state, but to be branded as a set-out if he chooses to be a servant of the whole state. Because that's what they used to call Bantex, that he was a set-out. We reviewed the long line of persons from the same religion, Christianity, and the same region, Southern Kaduna, who had been elected as deputy governors before Bantex. James Bawa Magaji, who was a Qatar from Southern Kaduna, Stephen Shekari, who was Baju from Southern Kaduna, Patrick Yakoa, who was Kakoma from Southern Kaduna, and Nubu Bajigo, who was Java from Southern Kaduna. They were all Christians. These were the four elected deputy governors in this republic. Had that made for a more united Kaduna State? Our answer was no. Had it encouraged the politics of building bridges? The answer we got was no. Or had it instead created a sense of entitlement on the part of the three main tribes in Southern Kaduna? Remember, there are 54 different tribes in Southern Kaduna. But these 3 or 4 main tribes dominate the politics because they are the largest in terms of numbers. Had it instead created a sense of entitlement on the part of the 3 main tribes in Southern Kaduna, or even encouraged violent conduct by the same to preserve their privileges? By every measure, anyone familiar with the political evolution of Kaduna State will conclude that at best, this was a mixed picture. In fact, most of the time, the answer was in the negative. The hostility to Bantex I later learned arose and coalesced around multiple grievances. I chose him to be my running mate without considering a short list from the self-appointed so-called Southern Kaduna Christian elders. He was from the small tribe of Morwa, not the privileged Atia or Kata, Bantu, Java, or the Kaboro. These are the privileged tribes in southern Kaduna. The other duty did not matter very much in the eyes of the southern Kaduna Christian elders. And Bantex was totally loyal to our party and its leadership, as he should have been, when he was the first state chairman of the party. He was not pursuing any so-called Southern Kaduna or Christian agenda, whatever that meant. He was committed to the agenda of our party, which was a statewide agenda for the university. He was therefore declared a sellout. Something had to change. For the 2019 election, my choice of running mate followed the established pattern, in the sense that I went to Southern Kaduna because I'm from Northern Kaduna and picked a running mate. Except in two particulars, gender and religion. The person I picked, Dr. Hadiza Sabo Balarabe, is from a minority ethnic group in Southern Kaduna. A tribe called Bantu that you've never heard of. But she is a woman and she is a Muslim. Her choice met with the usual hostility from the same persons that had so battered and demoralized Bantex, my first deputy. But it demonstrated that not everyone who mouths diversity and inclusion is actually interested in their values. I thought that the first woman to be elected as deputy governor from the far north of Nigeria should be seen as a pathfinder, a breakthrough for gender, and an affirmation of the possibility of democracy to elect persons from even the smallest ethnic minorities and excluded groups, because Hadiza Balarabe's ethnic group is very small. They are not more than 100,000 in number. She was a woman, an accomplished medical doctor, a distinction graduate, someone that completed 6 years of primary school in 4 years and 6 years of secondary school in 5 years. She was so brilliant. Yet, it did not matter. What mattered was that she was